welcome to the graduation of the Beverly High School class of 2018. It is my absolute pleasure to welcome Mayor Cahill, Superintendent Dr. Hershey, Assistant Superintendent Dr. Trocheck, Principal Mrs. Taylor, City of Beverly School Committee members, school administrators, educators, staff, parents, families, friends, and soon-to-be graduates to today's event. On behalf of all students, our educational journeys through elementary, middle, and high school have been made possible through tremendous teamwork, which we only see the surface of in our classrooms. We're grateful for the resources and support provided to us over the years, and our appreciation will only grow with time. In a moment, we will hear from our class president, co-valedictorians, salutatorian, and other speakers. But first, I would like to share a few words with you all. I realized recently that this graduating class has several unique circumstantial privileges. The students of this class were born between the year 1999 and the year 2000, a period that bridges 2 decades, 2 centuries, and impressively 2 millennia. These facts, while seemingly trivial, provoke unusual optimism in me. That optimism lies in the utility of perspective. Are we the last faces of the generations before us, or are we the individuals who pioneered the generations yet to come? I believe we embody both. Our class is the last of the 1990s decade that saw the mainstream breakthrough of hip-hop, the end of the Cold War, and the rise of the World Wide Web. We are also the first generation to experience the 2000 explosion of the social media sites, the invention of the iPhone, and the development of technology that can edit the DNA that makes you human. On a larger scale, the last 100 and 1,000 years of human history have brought us farther than imagined. Restless leaders explored the Americas from Europe, patriots of the original 13 colonies founded our nation, and astronauts were shot into space to set foot on the moon. Inventions like the printing press, steam engine, radio, and airplane were crucial in the modernization and globalization of the world we know today. In short, we have a tough act to follow. History's standard has been set high. I hope you all aim to honor those influential leaders before you with equally disruptive ambitions and goals. We have the final say on this summation of human progress. We're the final whisper of the decade, century, and millennium before us. It is up to us to solidify their impressions in history. Looking forward, we have an equally difficult role as guides for the new millennium. It is our responsibility to determine the expectations for younger generations, to challenge ourselves to set and uphold the standards we find most valuable. It is our turn to take control of politics, encourage science, oversee education, and share beliefs on human morality and ethics. We are at the helm now, and we must choose our direction wisely. Speaking from personal experience, it is never easy to go first. There aren't many people who enjoy going first, myself included, but someone has to. It means you're the first to be vulnerable to an audience when they're most receptive and unsure of what to expect. It takes true courage to do this without fear. Fortunately, we have no place to hide in the eyes of human history. We might as well begin this new era with excitement and enthusiasm, in the hopes that the ones who follow us can exceed our accomplishments. Without further ado, I'd like to welcome our class president, Drew Bonaconsi. Good luck to all graduates of the Beverly High School class of 2018.
Hi, everyone. I'd like to start with the obvious by thanking my family, teachers, classmates, and all the incredible faculty here at Beverly High. It wouldn't have been possible for any student to do it here alone. So to everyone here in this stadium, congratulations, we did it. Now, when I was thinking of what I wanted to say to all of you, going through a jumble of cliches about new beginnings and inapplicable advice on success, I began to realize, who am I to be giving you advice and telling you how to be successful after this? I am no wiser and no better than any of my fellow classmates sitting before me. I mean, I went on Google to try and figure out what to say to all of you. So instead of spewing some slightly rephrased advice from a Google commencement speech, or trying to act like I know the secret to making it in the real world, because as much as I wish I did, sadly I don't, I'm just going to be utterly and completely real with all of you. I'm terrified. I'm terrified of moving halfway down the coast to South Carolina and leaving everything I know. I'm terrified of being on my own. I'm terrified of what's to come. And I know even if none of you want to admit it, you can all empathize with my fear on some level. The root of my terror is based on the fact that I've grown to be so comfortable in Beverly. As it got closer to graduation and closer to moving away, it really started to hit me how much I'm going to miss this place. All the little things, like being able to walk to the beach from my house or going to Hale Street Tavern every Wednesday for wing night, are things I've never really appreciated. In South Carolina, there won't be a Dunkin' on every corner or roast beef restaurants almost every mile. I've become so numb to these little luxuries that just now, when I'm finally realizing I'm leaving, that it's really happening, do I realize how much they mean to me. Each morning I wake up is one less morning to drive to Bruin and grab a bagel, and each night I go to sleep is one less night to sit at the lighthouse and watch the sunset. The thought of leaving such a sense of familiarity and comfort terrifies me. But you know what? I've come to realize that being terrified is okay. In my psychology class, we learned about the sympathetic nervous system and its ability to initiate fight or flight instincts. Whenever our bodies feel as if they are scared or in danger, they immediately make the decision between fighting the danger or fleeing from it. We are never caught within that deer in the headlights moment because our body knows that the best way to survive is to take action. I'm asking all of you here today to consider this concept and apply it to your life going forward. In this next chapter of our lives, there's going to be a lot of new experiences that scare us. For example, I actually have to do my own laundry now. Rather than succumbing to the fear of the washer, I'm going to walk into that laundry room with my head held high and then randomly press buttons until something turns on. Even if I make a fool of myself, the fact of the matter is that I am taking action. And eventually, I'll learn how to do my own laundry and be comfortable with being on my own. That's the great thing about fear. It forces us to continue further on our path and keep on surviving, no matter what. A quote I love from Bradley Whitford reiterates the fact that we must always take action despite our fears. He explains that every story you've ever connected with, every leader you've ever admired, every puny little thing that you've ever accomplished is the result of taking action. You have a choice. You can either be a passive victim of circumstance, or you can be the active hero of your own life. So what I'm asking all of you here today, going forward, is to be that active hero. Whether you're going to college, the military, or straight to the workforce, embrace your terror. Allow it to push you to take risks so you have the ability to learn from your mistakes. Harness that immense fear that comes with leaving what you know and use it to try new experiences and do things that scare you. Class of 2018, be terrified. And never forget to appreciate the little things. I love you all, and I wish you nothing but the best. Thank you.
Drew and Oliver, that was fantastic, both of your remarks. Thank you. Hello, Beverly High School graduating class of 2018. What a beautiful and awesome day for you and for the people who love you. Congratulations to you all for succeeding over these past 13 years of school and attaining your Beverly High School diploma today. You can be very proud of your accomplishment. And thank you. Thank you for making us proud, for inspiring us, for entertaining us through all of your academic efforts and growth, through all your youth and school activities, from band, chorus, and drama, to Destination Imagination, to DECA, to JROTC, to sports, Model UN, and so many others, through your community service, your community spirit, and your caring for others. Thank you. You as a group and you as individuals have already done lots of really impressive and cool things. And we know that you are just getting started, both on a personal level and on a much greater scale. One day, you will be running this city, this country, and this world. You will be a force for good in the lives of others. In many ways, you already are. We need for you to keep going and to keep growing. So in the interest of helping you grow, let me share just 3 thoughts. Care, try, love. Care. Find your passion. Follow it. Learn everything you can about it. Being passionate about something can help you find your way in this world, can bring you joy and personal fulfillment, and just maybe can also be your way to make a living. Try. Always give your best. We are all human, and we fall short every day. But we can always start by trying to do our best. We can always learn from our mistakes, and we can always rededicate ourselves to be a better version of ourselves with each new day. And I believe you already know this. Trying feels a whole lot better than not trying. Love. And here's the big important one. Don't be stingy with your love. All of us need more hugs and more I love yous in our lives. Please start by loving yourselves, by knowing you always have worth, by knowing you always matter, because you do. Love always has been and always will be the most important thing in life. So be kind, always. Be kind and do nice things for other people. This world is a beautiful, fascinating, awesome place, and life is great. And yet, sometimes things get tough for people. So day by day, strive to be that positive force in your own lives and in the lives of others. Living love and giving love is a good place to start. And last, here's a plug for your families. Today, you get to celebrate a great accomplishment. And you should celebrate yourselves and your friends. And at the same time, please remember each one of you graduates has people who have been there for you, who have helped hold you up when you've needed support, people who are sitting here in the stadium today, and people who can't be here. And these people, your family, whatever form family takes, are truly bursting with pride and with joy, because you are going to walk across this stage in a few minutes and accept your high school diploma. Your people, and each of you graduates know who I am talking about for you. These people love you deeply. So please, graduates, as you celebrate today, make sure you thank your people and tell them you love them. If they're here, make sure you give them a big hug. If they're not able to be here, please take a moment to think of them and send thoughts of love their way. That hug, that I love you, that thought, that will feed both your souls and theirs. Thank you and congratulations.
See if the speech can actually stay on the podium. Good afternoon. It's my opportunity to thank all of you and to extend a warm welcome from the central office administrators and staff to the mayor, school committee members, and other elected officials, also to Ms. Taylor, the administrators, teachers, and staff of Beverly High School, to parents, guardians, family, friends, and of course, to the graduating class of 2018. Congratulations. While this is a notable day for all of us, it's your day. There will be other notable days to come in your life, but this one has special place as it acknowledges your accomplishments for the past 13 years. As a former high school principal, this day and the pomp and circumstance have always been very important to me. The sea of black and orange in front of me is special. Throughout the years, you have worked hard and committed yourself to your education. This is exciting. Your robes symbolize the work of all of the teachers and staff who have committed their lives to helping you achieve your goals. They symbolize the hard work and commitment of your families to help you be successful. And they say you have made it One important milestone in your life is now achieved. Wear those robes with pride. Over the past several years, we have witnessed the success of this class. Your participation and leadership in co- and extracurricular activities, your academic achievements, and your community service have been remarkable. Your performances, both on stage and on the playing field, have been exceptional. We want to thank you for enriching our lives as we witnessed your growth and achievement throughout the years. Hearing of your approach to your senior internships or project makes me know you are on the right track. Many of you explored future possibilities and found that you are on the right path, and some of you found it was time to make an adjustment. As students at Beverly High, you have been busy balancing your academics and your activities. Finding that balance will only become a greater challenge in the future. Congratulations for your effort and success. The world you will enter will have many more challenges as you navigate your future. You also will be helping to shape our future. My hope is that you will carve out a future for this world that is safer, more respectful, and full of hope. I have faith in your generation. Make sure your voice is heard. We are counting on you. As you navigate your future, many opportunities will present themselves. To quote Michael Dell, as you start your journey, the first thing you should do is throw away that store-bought map and begin to draw your own. What he means is only you should draw your map. You are unique. While you have learned from parents, teachers, and friends, how that knowledge comes together is up to you. Choose your mentors and influences carefully. Don't be afraid to change course. Often the best decisions in life are a result of mistakes made. Make sure you know yourself well. Know the answers to the following questions. What is your passion? What are your strengths? How do you define balance, and what are you balancing? When you can match the answers to these questions with the map you are making, your future path will be rewarding. Each of you is leaving here taking but a first step as you enter college, the military, or the world of work. This is just the first step of many more. As a mathematics major, I wanted that first step to be followed by a series of steps that form a pattern that becomes life. Unfortunately, that's not the way it usually works. It is often a series of random steps that do not appear to be related. If you know yourself well, eventually a pattern will emerge, which will lead you on the path to success. As you leave graduation today, stop and thank someone who helped you along the way. There are many to choose from: your family, your parents, your teachers and administrators, your friends, and your community. As you know, Beverly is a special city and will always be a place called home, no matter where your map takes you. You are a product of this community, and you are representative of this community. Today, Beverly is proud of the class of 2018. You are our future. I believe our future is in good hands. I wish the world was a safer place than it is, but I hope as your generation becomes leaders, you find a way to build a safer society. Good luck, draw your map, and above all, stay safe. Congratulations again, class of 2018.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to first congratulate my classmates for making it this far. As of today, we're officially done, although I know many of us have been saying that since junior year. And today is also the last day we'll all be united here as a class. After today, many of us will part into our separate ways. For many of us, we'll be going to college. Others, we may be entering the military, such as the Air Force Academy, and even some of us maybe even take a gap year. there's this belief that everyone has that first place is the best. So for this, I'd like to congratulate both valedictorians. But then where does that leave the rest of us? What about the ones that aren't first? As one person puts it, being second place is just a first loser. Nobody wants to be second place, but someone still has to do it. Let's face it, it's called first place for a reason. Whether it's sports, academics, or music, there's always going to be someone out there who's better than you. No matter how much harder you try or how much determination you have, some of these people are just impossible to surpass. But unfortunately, this is what life is like. But don't be discouraged. It's okay not being first. It's important to keep in mind that you don't need to be first in order to be successful. So success does not stem from rank. Like, for example, let's look at colleges. It's fine if you didn't get into your top choice school. You don't need to go to Harvard or Princeton to be successful in life. You can be successful no matter which school you attend. Any college can produce people who will thrive in this world. It's a matter of how well you try and how much effort you put in. And then let's talk about rankings for a second. They can be biased. Rankings are meant to measure one specific quality. It doesn't measure the entire worth of a person. So you could very well be first in one category while last in another. Everyone has their own strengths and weaknesses. So these are things that you should be concerned about instead of fretting about what rank you achieve. We're up here today because this area we happen to have strength is in school. But say example, what if class rank wasn't dependent on GPA for, let's say, some other metrics such as athleticism or how many chicken nuggets you can eat? Who knows who'll be up here giving speeches today? Each person has their own unique area they can excel at. For some of us, we already know what this is, but for others, we have yet to find it. And that's okay. One of my favorite quotes is, "Not all who wander are lost." It's okay to explore for where your strengths lie, even if it takes you months or years to do so, because once you find it, success becomes one step closer. So keep in mind that although today marks the end of a chapter in your life, it also marks the beginning of a new one. Don't make this chapter the climax of your story. There's still so much out there to explore and much more exciting things to come. Once again, congratulations and best of luck to everyone. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. So I don't think there's many topics I can talk about that are somehow new and different to things you have already heard at countless graduation speeches that have been given in the years before me. So really, there's nothing extremely unique to discuss. So I'm going to talk about the one thing I know for sure you don't know everything about already. Me. So I'm someone who spent a really long time chasing good grades, wanting to get into a good school with a good scholarship, set myself up for that career. And I did all that. So that leaves me with the question, what now? I'm going to die one day. I'm going to die, but I'm living right now. And maybe that declaration makes you roll your eyes or get uncomfortable, but maybe it should make you uncomfortable. Because I believe that the knowledge of death and life makes it imperative to ask questions of life and death. What does it mean to be good? Is there objective truth? And of course, the infamous one, is there a God? And if so, who is he? There are only two options, really. One is that this is all just matter and biology and physics, in which case nothing matters. If all morality is 100% subjective, then it might be hypocritical to claim that any single belief can be wrong. And it also might be hypocritical to claim that you care about issues like injustice or equal rights, issues that our generation so proudly fights for. But caring about these things seems to matter, and fighting injustice seems to matter. So that prompts us to seek out the second option, that objective truth and deeper purpose exist, whatever they may be. Believing this option means that it is essential to find a standard for that objective truth, a standard which makes the grades you get, or the school you get into, or the impact you have on others mean something beyond their physical implications. Maybe you're someone who gets annoyed by these conversations because they seem unnecessarily angsty. Fine, I get it. But you will die one day too. And that makes these questions too essential for you to just give a passing thought to now and again. For me, I found purpose in my God, Jesus Christ, because I found him not only to be the most logical conclusion after an examination of scientific, historical, and philosophical evidence, but also a source of love and meaning and someone who transforms my everyday life. But I'm not trying to force you to believe anything, because that's literally not how this works. But I am reminding you that you need to consider these things for yourselves, because we are done with high school now. So we're done with people telling us what we need to do. We get to choose now. And if we are going to choose anything, we need to find our beliefs. We need to find the standard for what we believe. And you're probably thinking right now that my experiences with my faith don't affect you and they don't matter to you. And you're right, which is why it makes it all the more important for you to try and have these experiences for yourself, not just accept or reject a philosophy because it was your friends or parents'. I found the truth that makes the grades I get and the job I pursue and the impact I have more important than simply small achievements that will fade into the obscurity of time and history. The discovery of this truth has gotten me this far, and it's what's keeping me going. So if you care about anything intangible, if you look at the world and you see good and evil, then you have to define your beliefs. You have to engage these ideas for yourself, seriously giving them your attention, and consider the fact that maybe it's not subjective, maybe it's more than just matter, because some things might be genuinely good, regardless of people's opinions. No one else can do that for you. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody, for coming today to help us celebrate our graduation. Hoping to find inspiration for this speech, I've spent the past few weeks researching a multitude of different commencement speeches. The first thing I noticed is that we graduates certainly receive a fair amount of conflicting advice. One person will tell you to dream big, while a second person says stop dreaming and start doing. Then a third person accentuates the life is short mantra and urges you to stop and smell the roses, except a fourth person then emphasizes the importance of hard work and quotes Ralph Waldo Emerson to the effect that the world belongs to the energetic. The debate I find most interesting, though, is the one inherent in a well-known quote from Hamlet. This above all, to thine own self be true, and it must follow, as the night the day, thou canst not then be false to any man. Because as beautiful as this line is, it is intended to beg the question, what is our true self? And, more pertinently, how do we discover our true self at age 18? As we prepare to depart from our current lives and leave behind the familiar faces with whom we've grown up, I've been thinking a lot about the nature of identity and how difficult it is to truly know who we are at this age, or maybe at any age. We all have hobbies, sure, and we know which shows we like to watch and which music we enjoy. But there are so many less concrete facets of ourselves that are still being worked out. For example, I know certain facts about myself. I know I have an impressive collection of 18 hippopotami in my room. I know I'm probably the only person on the North Shore who really doesn't like going to the beach. And I know I've made an unfortunate habit of tripping over things that aren't even there. But if you asked me whether I'm introverted or extroverted, I would say I'm not sure. I can't say with confidence whether I'm outspoken or I'm a people pleaser. I don't know how strong I am or how brave I am. Maybe the irony of Polonius's advice is that none of us do have a fixed true self. Instead, we have the freedom and obligation to continue to develop ourselves, to grow, to learn, to change our minds about things. It's important that we don't limit ourselves to who we think we are at 18, or worse, to who others think we are. You might think you do your best work when there's no pressure, but maybe you're just one stressful situation away from finding out that your true self actually thrives when the stakes are highest. Maybe right now you feel unfocused and wonder what's coming next, but perhaps you are one unanticipated experience away from discovering a passion that will inspire you and activate your full capacity to do work. As the old cliche goes, tomorrow is the first day of the rest of our lives. Well, starting tomorrow and continuing every day after that, I wish all of us the very best of luck in finding our true selves and making those selves the best they can possibly be. Thank you and congratulations to the class of 2018.
Good afternoon, class of 2018, parents, friends, grandparents, teachers, faculty, and administration. To Beverly High School class of 2018, on behalf of the Beverly School Committee, congratulations on your graduation day. You have worked hard to be in that seat today, and today is a day to reflect on all that you've accomplished and a day to reflect on your future ahead. So please remember to take a moment to thank all the people who helped support you on that journey. I was at a meeting at Beverly High School this week, and I was in a room off of the library, and there was a whiteboard that had what looked like a brainstorming session on there. And the title of the brainstorm said, "What skills, attitudes, ideas, and concepts do our students need to be successful?" I thought it was a pretty interesting question. At first, I thought, what defines success? That is different for each one of us. However, there are certain things that your teachers put on that board that made a lot of sense. They said that things like perseverance, patience, taking ownership of your learning, tolerance, honesty, integrity, and kindness are things that you need to be successful. But the one that struck out the most at me was the one that was called critical thinking. They said you needed critical thinking for real-world problems and issues. And you, the class of 2018, have had your share of real-world issues and problems. You've grappled with these throughout the year. Critical thinking involves identifying and challenging your biases, and it requires you and all of us to be curious and ask questions and want to learn more. You have demonstrated your perseverance and kindness and tolerance in how you reacted to some of the problems that have come up in your recent high school years. Some of you participated in rallies, some wrote letters to local legislatures and national leaders, Some were right out in the forefront, and some were advocating quietly behind the scenes. However, many of the big issues affected each one of you in a unique way. And no matter which side of an issue you found yourself on, I'm proud to say I noticed that there was respectful engagement from Beverly High students who used your critical thinking abilities to engage in open civil dialogue about important local, state, and national issues. As you go forward into your adult lives, you will find yourself in situations where you will use critical thinking skills to determine how much involvement you want to have in an issue. You will decide if an issue is important enough to you and to those you love and cause you to take action. Remember to use your voice in a productive way. Be a strong advocate for what you believe in. Support people who share your values and surround yourself with people who inspire you. People who inspire you to think differently and to consider another point of view. The late Illinois Wesleyan University president, Minor Myers Jr. said, "Go into the world and do well, but more importantly, go into the world and do good." He supported students to go down a path of doing well for themselves and in the process doing good for the world around them. Wherever you go beyond today, try to remember to think about how you can contribute to making the world a better place. And finally, to everybody who is here with you today, in the bleachers cheering you on, at home watching on BevCam, or in spirit from far away, you have been a support to these graduates that brought them to these seats. So cheers to all of you. We are also very proud of you, class of 2018, and look forward to watching you make your mark in the world. Be safe and be well. Congratulations.
Good afternoon, Dr. Hershey, Dr. Chirocek, Mayor Cahill, President Silverstein, members of the school committee, faculty members, and family and friends. Thank you for joining us at the commencement for the Beverly High School graduating class of 2018. And to the graduating class of 2018, hi. I want the audience here today to know what a great group of students we have graduating this year. I want you to see these young people, really see them. I want you to appreciate the intelligence, the diligence, the creativity, and the motivation that the class of 2018 has demonstrated at Beverly High School. I want you to appreciate the variety of contributions that these students have made to the life of our school and to Beverly. We have true scholars, students who studied and practiced to achieve mastery. I ask our John and Abigail Scholarship recipients, our National Honor Society and National Art Honor Society students to please stand. Let people see you. Thank you. We have leaders who work to represent their classmates and be their voice. Class officers who are already standing to catch papers. Student council members, student representatives on the school committee and the site council, team captains, junior ROTC officers, stage managers, student directors, drum majors, the leaders, please stand. Be recognized, let people see you. Thank you. We have artists who have expressed their view of the world through different mediums. So members of Aegis, Yearbook, Ledger, Stage Right, the Art Club, the Media Program, the Chorus, and the band, stand. We want to see you. We have athletes who challenge themselves physically and mentally. But all the students who are members of the school sports teams, please stand. Thank you. We have volunteers and activists who have given their time and efforts to a cause. Members of the Key Club, the Animal Rights Club, World of Difference, Peer Leaders, Gender Sexuality Alliance, Birthday Wishes Club, Letter for Ruby, DECA Service Projects, the Conservation Club, Be Healthy Beverly, and Best Buddies. Will you please stand and be seen? Thanks. And let's not forget our students who have pursued individual goals. Our foreign exchange students who wanted to experience the life of the U.S. for a year. Would you guys please stand? Our students on the climate committee and what we called our silent leaders who cared about the life of the school. Please stand. So you didn't know about them, did you? Our students have decided and pursued a career of military service and will do that after school as they graduate. Please stand. Thank you. It's hard to catalog all the moments that this class has contributed to our community. Through their thoughtful demonstration of support for the Parkland community, their kind letters of gratitude they wrote to students and staff, the fundraisers for good causes they supported like Relay for Life, the Polar Plunge, Letters for Ruby, Relief for Hurricane Maria victims, they have shown compassion and concern. I want you to see our young people. These are nice people, kind and delightful, who have contributed much to our community and to our world. This year at Beverly High School, we used a slogan to summarize positive school culture. Be nice, help others, say hi. I knew a few of you would groan when I said that. We knew at the time that it is not the most poetic or catchy slogan. You can even say it's downright corny. It's like a rule you learned in kindergarten. Clean up after yourself, wash your hands, be nice, help others, say hi. Very basic, very simple, very primary. And the world we live in isn't simple at all. The world we live in is complicated and confusing. There's a lot of ambivalence and apprehension, unaware of the certainty of the future. In fact, from our student speakers today, you know that young people are unaware of the certainty. They're struggling to find clarity. But I also hope you heard from these speakers that in their speeches, they reaffirmed their fundamental values and have set primary goals for themselves. I've had the opportunity over the years to direct some plays at Beverly High School. One play I've directed twice at the high school is Thornton Wilder's play, Our Town. The play is performed on a bare stage with a few props and chairs. It's a simple story about nice people, but behind the simplicity is a complicated truth. Our town is a little New England town called Grover's Corners at the beginning of the 20th century. The first character on stage is the stage manager, the narrator of the play. The first act of the play is called Daily Life. We meet our main characters, George and Emily, two high school students who live next door to each other. We see them with their families. We meet their neighbors as they go about their daily business, walking to school, delivering the newspaper, seeing patients, mowing their lawns, cooking the dinner. We learn their schedule and routines, their everyday existence. In the second act, Love and Marriage, George and Emily get married. The third act begins with the funeral, and we learn that Emily has died in childbirth. She joins the dead on the cemetery on the hill overlooking the town. And Emily asks the stage manager if she could go back. Could she just go back to relive one day? And the stage manager lets her go back to relive her 13th birthday. Emily goes back to the morning of her 13th birthday, but she doesn't stay long because she's so overwhelmed. She forgot that her mother once was so young. She sees her brother, who she knows will die of appendicitis on a camping trip. She hears her father's voice calling from up the stairs, and she cannot bear it anymore. And Emily says to the stage manager, "It goes so fast. We don't have time to look at one another. I didn't realize. So all that was going on, and we never noticed. Wait, one more look. Goodbye. Goodbye, world. Goodbye, Grover's Corners, Mama and Papa. Goodbye to clocks ticking and Mama's sunflowers and food and coffee and new iron dresses and hot baths and sleeping and waking up. Or if you're too wonderful for anyone to realize you. And Emily turns to the stage manager. Do any human beings ever realize life while they live it? Every minute? Do we ever realize life while we live it every minute? We get caught up with schedules and routines, and we worry about making the team or being on time or doing the homework or not doing the homework. We worry about our GPA, getting the job or getting into college, finding the right prom dress, whether someone texted back, getting senior privilege on their schedule, whether we're popular or not. We're so caught up in ourselves, we forget to really look at the world around us and the individuals in it. All that time, all those moments we weren't looking. But we have a moment now. I know the end of your senior year is about saying goodbye. You're all moving on to new phases of your life. Some of you will leave Beverly and not return. You'll find a new town, a new world to live in. That's good. Some of you will return and marry Beverly people and have children who will all grow up in Beverly. And that's good too. So this might be the last time to say hi, not goodbye. This may be the last time to really look at one another. Let's do this simple act of seeing. The word hi is a greeting. It is an acknowledgement that I see you here and now. I am present with you. So let's say hi to people sincerely and with good intent. Let's just be nice. Let's be nice to one another. So let's start with your class officers and the speakers here on stage. That you can get a chance, say hi to them. You guys can say hi back. Now let's not forget our faculty and staff who are part of your schedule, part of your routine, part of your practices, part of your rehearsals, part of your daily life. And they had an impact, big on small, on who you are. Say hi to them. Well, let's say hi to family and friends. Say hi to mom and dad. Take a few seconds to find them. Let's really look at the people who are part of our community, part of our town. Now, take a look and see the people around you, your classmates, to your left, to your right, in front of you, behind you, across the aisle. Say hi. Greet them. Wish each other well. And finally, to the members of the class of 2018, you smart, creative, kind students, you nice people. Hi, I see you. I realize what you have given to the school. I wish you nothing but the best of all the best. Ms. Silverstein, I am pleased to present the 2018 Beverly High School graduating class.
Cameron Robert Abel. John Paul William Addison. Dahlia Agudelo. Kelly Lynn Alexander.
Katerina Aljada. Amir Adel Ashrafi. Benjamin Stephen Ames. Andy Caitlin Amadon. Caitlin Marie Amor. Alexia Raquel Anaya. Brianna May Anderson. Sarah Gabrielson Anderson. Morgan Elise Anderton. Jasmine Michael Anja. Eric Gregory Argenio. Adrian Calagero Avola. Ariel Liana Baker. Zachary Mark Balboni. Erica K. Ballantyne. Alexandra Marie Barr. Paige Francis Bearer. Kylie Maureen Berry. Joshua Gregory Bates. Chloe Alexandra Becker. Bridget Fallon Bernazzani. Nicholas Peter Berry. Ashley Marie Blago. Nicole Blois. Alexander William Bloomer. Gabriel Robert Bohannon. Melissa Rose Bowden. Fiona Bracco. Michael James Broninger. Tony Caroline Brooke. Ariana Brown. Spencer Ronald Brown. Emily Lou Bucco. Elise Ningwa Burgess. Matthew James Burgess. Zachary Jacob Cabrera. Connor Martin Catamatori. Senior Student Council Representative John Joseph Cafferty. Megan Rose Cayley. Maria Elena Carboni. Acadia R. Karen. Jacqueline May Carr. Aaron James Carroll. Amelia Teresa Casagrande. Madeline Ann Cassidy. Justin Everett Cattell. Andrew Chen. William Walter Chichi II. Rebecca Margaret Sapoli. Kaylin Collins Close. Matthew Gardner Collins. Gabriella Marie Coleman. Laura Caroline Connor. Maria Helloel Connor. Patrick Ryan Cotreau. Kyle Edwin Cravatis. Eric Cruz. Hadassah Faith Paguitan Cruz. Raviola Chuco. Sophia Isabel Carreri. Emma Burse Curtin. Julia Grace Curtin. Nathaniel Edward D'Alfonso. Anthony David D'Amato. Samantha Madison Dagowitz. Ryan Patrick Daly. Bailey Ann DeGrenier. Alexandra Grace DeMarco. Sophia Florence DeMarcus. Luigi George Durain. Raphael David Dion. Maeve Elizabeth Deneen. Eric Paul DePietro. Jack David Donaldson. Chloe Barbara Downey. Troy Casey Doyle. Jacob Francis Doyon. Matthew Clifford Does. Margaret Elizabeth Dyer.
Natalie K. Eberhardt. Paul Thomas Edson. Nathan Allen Ela. Caroline Dodge Elliott. Kayla Ann Fabry. Haley Lynn Fickner. Shane Patrick Flanagan. Travis John Foley. Nicholas Michael Foss. Jacob Hamilton Fowler. Nina Catherine Fushoni. Brian Robert Gabrielski. Zachary Stephen Galante. Kaylee Ann Gallant. Kevin James Galvin. Daniel Annabelle Garcia Jr. Nicole Ann Garvey. Tyler Frederick Geary. Julia Kathleen Gebhardt. David Donald Gibbons. Oliver Scott Gibson. Ryan David Gillen. Caitlin Victoria Gleason. Ava Mary Gonzalez. Nicholas Christopher Gonzalez. Thomas Alexander Gonzalez. Emily Grace Goodridge. Jacob Robert Goodwin. John Paul Goodwin. Rosemary Louisa Gotch.
Yeah, Rosie! Woo!
Jacob Mitchell Grant. Evan Paul Greenberg. Philippa Ava Andrassi Gretland. Alini Guillen. Ashmita Garun. Leilani Guzman. Joshua Franklin Hall. Christina Virginia Hall. Ashley Taylor Hames. Marley Jean Hamer. John Charles Hannon. Riley John Harmon. Christian Jordan Hayes Silvestri. Bethany Marie Hinman. Shannon Rose Hoare. Jack Everett Hobbs. Jenna Ashling Hoke. Hans Frederick Holm. Skyla Lee Howard. Marinella Hoxa. Lawrence Leo Hoja. Tekla Isabel Ritzai. Nicholas Robert Hudgens. Kaylee Ann Huth. Ryan Thomas Irvine. Audrey Marie Jaber. Emma Julianne Jakimowicz. Jessica Lee Jager. Madison Renee Jalbert. Eric Michael Jennings. Hallie Michelle Johnson. Nicholas David Johnson. Matthew Ryan Jones. Rebecca Lynn Jones. Tiana Catherine Jones. Nekabet Kumju. Wajet Jinju.
Thomas Victor Jenga Kagacha. Ryan Matthew Kalampalikis. Nicole S. Calamaris. Christina Lee Castronakis. Hamza Khan. Lindsay Ann King.
Woo! Yeah, Lindsay!
Nolan Patrick Kirk. Alexander Peter Claros. Akai Andrew Coco. Emily Elizabeth Krendel. Nathan Alexander Lackey. Cameron Luke Lafada. Patrice LaFortune. Jackson Alexander Laganis. Samantha Lee Lake. Rachel Renee Lamar.
William Thomas Lawrence. Cindy Thee Lee. Lauren Louise LaBelle. Alexa Ray LeBlanc. Emily Elizabeth Ledford. Jocelyn Yoon Kyung Lee. Benjamin Mark Jacob Legier. Le et Joie. Mateo Cyrus Lewis. Jianan Lee. Brendan Joseph Linehan. Carolina Elizabeth Lopez. Justin Michael Loretti. Danielle Rose Labasco. George Danielson Lugo. Bethany Genois Luther. Kevin Joseph McDonald. Deirdre Ann Masiak. Stephanie Ann McLeod. Brendan Thomas Majacomo. Crystal Marcano. Clark Robert Marchand. Megan Jean Ann Marsh. Michael James Martin. Rebecca Jane Martino. Abigail Francis Martwichuk. Emma Rose McAlpine. Timothy Carl McCarthy. Jared Thomas McCormick. Ashley Kara McCoy. Hannah Kathleen McCoy. Mary Elizabeth McDonald. Samuel Jacob McLean. Julie Elizabeth McMahon. Adam Samuel McCrowd. Sean Patrick Melton. Student Council President Erica Caroline Mendonça. Gianna Nicole Meta. Olivia Nicole Miller. Anderson Alexi Morin. Emily Natasha Morin. Megan Marie Morrissey. Frida Marie Monk. Catherine Charmaine Monroe. Anne Rose Murphy. Student Council Secretary Rhiannon Grace Mallet Murphy. Jeffrey Campbell Nichols. Elizabeth Claire Nicolason. Aram Noe Nieves Benitez. Kate Marie Noonan.
Hey, noontime.
Brian Matthew Nugent. Brian Patrick Nugent. Donald Charles O'Connor. Paul Joseph Ofeish. Andrew Chase Ogiba. Grace Elizabeth Oliveira. Kyle David Oliver. Tyler Christine Orlandella. Abigail Miriam Otterbein. Lauren Marie Pikopoulos. Rachel Catherine Pikopoulos. Damian James Panicali. Savannah Joy Panjwani. Nicholas Matthew Pastorello. Adela Semi Pecci. Senior Student Council member or representative Sophie Carlin Pelletier. Armin Leonard Petschult. An Nu Fan. Quang Duc Fan. Vin Duc Fan. John Cullen Plose. Caitlin Grace Pothier. Christopher Michael Pottier. Charlotte Rose Pove. Hallie Jean Quill. Matthew Patrick Rotting. Dakota Marianne Recupero. Samuel Lewis Reed. Nicole Hannah Remillard. Kenneth Donald Richardson Jr. Hannah Nicole Robledo. Brandon James Rusum.
John Bruska. Mia Kristen Ryan. Matthew William Sampson. Benjamin Arthur Sarcioni. Wesley Joseph Sawyer. Ren Elizabeth Schmidt. Trevor Eric Schultz. Andrew Jacob Schutzman. Christopher Carl Shabarek. Caitlin Elizabeth Shears. Sarah Elizabeth Shears. Olivia Lacey Shepard. Andrew William Silva. Casey John Michael Silva. Michael Joseph Silvera. Finn O'Shea Sensigali. Fernanda Napoli Siqueira. Kate Ann Slavin. Laura Elizabeth Smith. Joshua Douglas Snook. Brianna Alexis Snow. Aryeh Elimelech Sofer. Jonathan Jesse Sofer. Bailey Paige Soper. Delaney Emma Sprague. Owen Douglas Stanchel. Anais Emma Straw. Sean Connor Sullivan. Jacqueline Elizabeth Swanick. Amanda Rose Gale Swanson. Kara Ann Sweeney. Mia Katrin Swenson. Georgia Louise Swindles. William Mark Talbot. Kylie Alexis Tenhope. Jessica Rose Terrio. Benjamin Cale Thompson. William Barry Thompson. Samuel Joseph Titus. Joshua Thomas Torrey. Brendan Allen Torsey. Nicolette Gale Townsend. Brendan Joseph Traversey Witten. Justin Stanley Traversey Witten. Jill Margaret Treffrey. Luke Matthew Treffrey. Student Council Vice President Caitlin Nicole Tricomi. Olivia Ann Tyner. Michael Bailey Urbanski. Grace Louise Van Kirk. Anthony Javier Vasquez. Charlotte Kate Viator. Sierra Adriana Verde. Nora Catherine Vitale. Alyssa Catherine Walsh-Piawarski. Nora Christine Weichel. Naomi Esther Weisman. Nicole Emily Welch. Christine Shanahan Whitehair. John Anthony Hooley. William Joseph Hooley. Rachel Nicole Wiley. Sydney Ann Wiley. Mackenzie Carmen Williams. Alexa Love Wilson. Trevor Charles Wilson. Gabriel Fosesi Wolski. Liam Donald Wood. Ella Jewel Urasi. Chandler Vance Yates. Zahava Lee Younger. Caitlin Alexandra Zawacki.
The treasurer of the class of 2018, Samantha Lee Haino. The secretary of the class of 2018, Virginia Louise Krigbaum.
The vice president of the class of 2018, Logan Marcellus Stevens.
Lastly, ladies and gentlemen, the president of the class of 2018, Drew Isabella Bonaconti.